This just in. The Dromai reprint? Still not coming. Fresh and buds now.
Fresh and
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh and Buds. I'm your host, Tommy Fresh, and you are all my buds. And guess what? It is episode 202, and I am here with Boosting Spendog, aka Spencer Horton, and there's two twos in the number of podcasts, and this is the second time Boosting Spendog has been on the show. How's it going? This is fortuitous.
What's up, Fabblers? Welcome back to the Fresh and Buds podcast. I'm great. I'm doing really well. How you doing?
I'm doing, you know, just, it's really hot here in New Jersey. It's like 99 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but for those of you out there who know, give it a little goog and figure it out. But it's smoking out here. It's very hot. This is on the higher end of how hot it gets here in the summer. So hoping it cools down soon. But hey, we're here in air conditioning that is mostly working, and we're going to have a great podcast. Spencer, coming off the tail of a big win, we're going to be talking about that. And the win was in Limited, and I love Limited, and I happen to love High Seas Limited. So we're going to be talking about how good this set is, if at all. I mean, Spencer might disagree with me, but we'll get to that. But first, we got to catch up. How you doing? How is the channel going? The Boosting Spendog YouTube channel.
How's the channel going? The channel's going swell. I have a video in production, but my computer broke. So I wasn't able to put out this video for like a week and a bit. So it's very severely delayed, but it's coming out, I promise.
Okay. I am happy that it is still coming out, even though the computer was broken. I guess not broken beyond repair. It's fixed now.
Yes, it's fixed. Yeah. Hallelujah, praise be. Video is going to come out probably before this pod drops. So
maybe
go check it out. Some foreshadow sponsoring, I think. I don't know how to call it.
I think so. Some self plugs. I mean, listen, plug away. This is the whole point of the pod. So, yeah, that's exciting. If it's going to be out, what's the video about?
It's the story of how I accidentally won the Battle Hardened, because I didn't mean to. I was just playing this event casually, but just turned out that it happened like that. And then there's some footage at the end of the trip, whatnot. And I'm trying to get some footage from some other content creators, and it'll be fire.
Well, that would be very cool, and I love that you accidentally won it, and that is pretty neat. Beyond that, do you have any other plans for the channel? I see you've been uploading semi-regularly.
Yeah. It's really hard to obviously get videos out because you got to film them and edit them. But I'm trying to get like a video out every month if I can. But I don't have any like ideas. I have tons of ideas on my phone, and I should probably whip them all out, but I just forget to execute them, if that makes sense. But there's always a plan. Well,
I got a plan for you, Spencer. Yeah. This video that you just talked about, that's coming out this week, ideally.
Yeah.
And that's going to go out. Your computer's fixed. Beautiful. Praise be. Everything's going well.
Yeah.
As soon as you see that first comment happen on the video, pop open the phone, scroll to the notes app where you're going to have all your ideas, and you're going to be like, close your eyes. You can open them. You can keep them closed. You're going to pick one right away. You're like, that's the next video, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it. But yes,
I'm going to do it.
If you want me to do it, I'll do it.
You want.
Yeah.
Please contribute to the Boosting Spendog channel. I don't mind, bro.
But no, that's exciting.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hardest thing. 90% of this endeavor of content creation is just showing up, like half the time. So, and that's how I do it. I'm like, I gotta show up, or else people. I just tell myself that people will get really angry if I don't upload, and that's probably not true. But I tell myself that they'll show up at my door, and so we'll see.
The knocker.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Taipei world premiere.
Yeah.
That is probably really cool. Have you been to any other world premiere? You did. Did you do the Park the Mistville one?
What? Where was that? Japan? No, I didn't. I did do the heavy hitters one in. I think it was. Somewhere in New Zealand. Sorry, James White.
Queenstown?
This guy got it. Yeah, Queenstown. And there was the Coronet Peak is there as well. Real cool mountain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did go to that one, and I did go to the High Seas one, obviously.
Yeah, and a lot of hype around High Seas. You go, you do the world premiere. Did you play in the Calling as well before you did the Battle Hardened on that Sunday?
Oh my god, bro! I did play in the Calling, and it just was like. I forced Puffin in the world premiere, and then I forced Puffin to get in the Calling because I was so hype, and both times did not know how to build Puffin. I don't know how I went. I was like, I can't even remember, but I definitely dropped both of those events.
Yeah, well, obviously you had to be able to play the Battle Hardened, which was on the Sunday. So you forced Puffin, obviously, with your tag, your name boosting Spendog, you are into the whole mechanologist class. So Puffin, pirate mechanologist, very exciting. You're hype. You get there, you're like, boom, I'm playing Puffin no matter what. World premiere. It was a lot. There's a lot of new rules and stuff like that, understandably. Do the Calling, force Puffin again. Things don't go that well. And you're like, you know what? I'm here for the weekend. I'm playing in the Battle Hardened as well. Did you force Puffin in the Battle Hardened?
Nah, I kind of was just like, I don't know if I can play Puffin again. I need to play some other heroes. And I think I played a side event right after the Calling, and I was on Marlin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this hero is kind of cool. I can overpower people for 6, and lots of cards block 3, so it's a lot easier to play. And I really liked Marlin's playstyle, so I was like, yep, let's give Marlin another go. And then I pulled a Majestic for Marlin, and I was like, yep, I guess we're in Marlin, guys.
Do you remember which Majestic you pulled?
Oh, dude, yeah. If you watch my video, I don't stop talking about it. It's Return Fire.
Oh,
God damn, that card's like just broken.
That card's insane. I mean, I wish it was making more waves and constructed, because I like it. It works really well in Riptide, and I've been jamming it into the Riptide decks, but it's just so good. And honestly, it really must shine in Marlin. Now, how many games would you say you won with Return Fire?
Okay, so the first game, yes. The second game, no.
Okay.
And then every other game, yes. Because it's so, like, I had this cheeky little combo. Do you want to hear the combo?
Yes.
Okay, so I had some headshots and some dry powder shots, which, if you don't know what they are, it's when this gets put face up into your arsenal, it gets +2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a Return Fire, which banishes the card and then puts it into your arsenal face up.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I had a card called Patch in the Hole. So I would arsenal this block card, right? Activate Patch in the Hole, return the block card to my hand, Return Fire. Defend with it, then banish, whatever. And then I just send like a dry powder shot for 1 card. What is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 card 8 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, 1 card 8. And then the headshots are 9. I mean, you have to pitch a card for it. I mean, it's not free, but holy moly.
I had chest resource. Like, that's just a crazy pivot turn.
Yeah, that's actually insane. And honestly, like, Patch the Hole is such a, I think I don't know if it's underrated, but like certainly that first weekend, it felt a little underrated. Ooh. Because it would just like clear up the arsenal. But like the fact that you were just like, you know what? I got Return Fire. Let me throw that in there. Pop the patch the hole. Return the block card. That's next level, Spencer.
Just it's crazy. I mean, I have to shout out that card because I don't know if I would have made it up there without it. But Patch in the Hole is 100% underrated. Like, you can return a headshot from your arsenal to your hand and then just load it again, and it just gives you +2. Like, you just cash it in like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, the top 8 was draft as well.
Yes.
Did you force Marlon in the draft, or was it just open?
Okay, so going into this draft, I had not drafted once.
Okay.
I've drafted like other sets before, and keep in mind, I don't like drafting. I used to be a draft hater. I was like, why am I getting cards, putting them in a stack, and attacking my opponent? I was like, I'm so scared of this draft. And then I went into it, and I was like, okay, I've never played Gravy Bones, so that's not happening. Puffin, I died like 3 times with. That's not happening. We're just gonna force Marlon again. It worked real well getting here. We'll just do it again. And then in the draft, right, I had pack 1, pick 1 was just like a red arrow. I was like, sick. Let's pick that, right?
Those are good, typically. Yes.
Those are good. Then pack 2, it was like red nimblism. And I was like, banger. And then I keep drafting, right? And I just draft like a playset of everything. I draft like a playset of nimblism, a playset of headshots, playset of entangling shots, playset of calling the big guns, and just a ton of blue block 3s. Because Marlon was just like ridiculously open. So I was like, thanks, James White. God bless you. And yeah.
Well, so was there ever a moment in that draft? Because like if I see like a lot of reds and I'm in Marlin, I will consider like the go wide red spine mana deck. But you were like, you know what? Hammerhead's what I know. I'll get enough blues. Let's rock that and just send it.
Yeah. I don't remember if I played red spine or cannon, because when I got my deck back out, it was red spine. So I think it was a red spine deck, but I still had a lot of blues in it.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I think you can definitely make it work with a lot of blues. So you were rocking red spine and then did hammerhead during the Swiss.
Yeah, I was hammerheading Swiss. Yeah.
Wow. So you're like the Marlin master that day.
Low key, right? Oh, I'm not the Marlin master. Shout out Zachary for telling me how to play this deck after round 2, because I won round 1 by the skin of my teeth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then round 2 was against a Gravy, and I just lost because I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, Zach, please teach me the ways, because he did really well with it the day before, and I think Isaac did as well. And they were like, okay, put all of the 3 blocks in your deck, and then just block out overpower people. And I was like, sick, great format. It's a great format. It's not just that hard, or not that easy, but yeah, after that, I was like, okay, my game plan is block out, get them low, have the return 5, pivot turn, bonk, overpower. So yeah.
That's awesome. And when I saw that come through that you won, I was like, wait a second. Well, first of all, I was like, they were like, congratulations to Spencer Horton for winning the Battle Hard. And I'm like, boosting Spendog. I mean, not that I don't think you could have won, but I was like, wait a second. I was just like shocked.
You never doubted me for a second.
I never doubted you. I just didn't even know you were playing. And that was really exciting, and it's just a really exciting set, and very cool. Yeah. But I do got to get your fresh faves from the set, of course. We got to talk about who your favorites are.
Oh yeah.
You did well with Marlin. I'm interested to see how you feel about these other heroes. Is Marlin your favorite hero from the set, or are you going back to your mechanologist roots?
Okay, so it's not Gravy Bones, even though he's so cool. Mm-hmm. I think he's real cool. I kind of want to say Puffin, because after actually drafting Puffin a little bit more, you really got to know how to draft it. But I'm just gonna say Marlin because I'm a loser, and Marlin's so sick. Big harpoons, stabby, stabby death. And I just love the play style, right? Like, you can make harpoons, you load them and you shoot them, and they can't block it because it's a harpoon. Duh.
And on top of
It's
that, you
lit.
can discard those harpoons that you made to like get more gold and stuff like that. So
Bro,
cool.
yeah. Once you realize Golden Tipple is cracked, it's just like such a fucking good pick.
Yeah.
Blur out me saying the F word, but yeah.
You can say the F word unless you don't want to
Okay.
be saying the F word. You're allowed.
No, I'll
here.
say it. That's how good Golden Tipple is.
It really is a great card. I mean, it's making waves in constructed. That's how good it is. It's just
Right? Yeah.
it's killing it. Yeah. Yeah. I got to go with Marlon with you here. I mean, I think she's just so cool. I wish the constructed deck was a little bit better, but in limited, so sick.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite weapon from the set?
Ulsar. No, I'm joking. It's gotta be from the set, right?
Yeah, from this set, from ICs.
Probably Gravy's weapon.
The compass.
Oh no, he doesn't have a weapon.
He doesn't really have a weapon. I mean, guess he like that could be the equipment, but like I've also say that's kind of his weapon, basically. I don't know.
I think it is Gravy's weapon, but I'll give an honorable mention to every other weapon in the set.
That's fair.
Gravy's weapon is so sick because you can you can look at the top card, but then if you draw and discard, it's just useless. Whereas if you do some drawing and discarding first and then look at the top, you have even more information. And that information is just like what makes Dio kind of strong.
Yeah.
Just the knowledge of what you're going to draw, right?
Yeah, I mean, only being able to do it, I guess like it's kind of similar, but you can do it like once per draw cycle with Gravy, and I guess you can do the same with Dio, but you just get more options to keep looking. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much, and people learning how to use the compass was kind of fun to watch at like the pre-releases and stuff like that, because people would kind of forget, and then also, I mean, when I played Gravy in the pre-release, anytime somebody attacked me, that's when I would just do it. I would just look then. So it was like, all right, I got to know what's going to be on the top of my deck, and then I can decide how I block. So I don't know if that was correct, but that's just how I did it. I was like, I just need more information. But
yeah, it's a hard weapon to use.
Mhm.
It's not straightforward.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interested to see what else they give Gravy in the future, but I think it's safe to say that he's quite good and probably only needs that compass for now. Now, what was your favorite equipment from the set?
Favorite equipment. Okay, so I am like just going absolutely insane right now and pulling up February to go look at all the equipment.
It's all
Oh
good.
my god. Oh my god, Unicycle is a banger.
Yeah. That has
Absolute
been the
banger.
most answered card so far.
Oh really?
Yeah, for this set. People love
Okay.
that card.
Well, I'm not gonna say Unicycle, even though I love getting on my damn Unicycle, riding it, bing dong, ding dong, extra value. It's so good. I'm gonna have to say 100% Old Knocker.
Old Knocker. Which one's that?
Okay, so it's the generic equipment.
Oh,
It has
generic.
Blade Break 1. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this
And-
one's huge.
Yeah, instant tap your hero, destroy this, gain a resource. So it's not as good as like the other one, like Rust Belt or something, because it'll only ever give you one value. But it's playable in Acilio. It's like strict upgrade to
Blossom Spring.
yeah,
Blossom of
the
Spring.
Blossom of Spring, right? It's strict upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like such a good budget piece. Like now everyone has access to a one-time tunic, so it's kind of just like how budget upgrade, and it's so cool.
Yeah, Old Knocker's really cool. It's kind of fun to see like Old Knocker like next to like all the pretty, like, not to say this isn't like a pretty art piece, but like it is more like kind of, I guess masculine, just like this guy with his chest out and like this like vest that's all torn up, and then like people have like really pretty arms and legs and headpiece. It's a cool little thing to see. That's a good answer.
Thank
Now,
you.
what's your favorite card in the set to throw into your deck.
Into any deck?
Into any deck, whether it's a constructed deck you're playing or something you played in limited. What is your favorite card from the set that isn't a weapon or equipment?
If I could say Scurv, I would say Scurv.
Well, Scurv's a hero. I already asked hero.
Yeah.
Spencer, come on.
Oh, bro, I forgot Scurv existed. I'm gonna be real. I'm changing my hero to Scurv because once you pick Scurv, it's like you're peaking. This is the happiest you'll ever feel.
Yeah.
Okay. It might have to be one of the amulets, I think.
Those are good.
Dani's kind of fire, but I think the amulet, the sapphire amulet, which gives you what +1 intellect,
Yeah.
is like
cool.
It's cool. It's not the greatest, but in heroes like Acilio and Kano, going into your combo turn with an extra intellect, combo, steamroll, yeah. It's so much fun. Like, you lose a card on a previous turn and you might take a ton of damage, but if you pull it off, it's just like so much fun.
I mean, you know, Kano could play it off the top for free, and
whoa.
And Acilio, if you're playing like Eclectic Magnetism, you know, you attack for 5, and then you're like, Sapphire Amulet, instant speed, and you know, you're really cooking. You just
right. You cooked, King. You just cooked that hard. I'm gonna have to put Sapphire Amulet back in my deck right now.
Yeah, throw it back in there. You know, I mean, these amulets are quite good. Now, they are better when they're coming out of the graveyard with gravy because then they have go again. But they're also pretty sick in those other decks. I'm glad that they were generic. Now, okay, I've been changing this question for this set because we got pirate combination stuff. Rather than what class and talent would you be in the World of Wraith, what class would you be as a pirate in the World of Wraith?
As a pirate? Okay. Let's think about this best. What do pirates do best? They steal gold.
Steal gold. They sail the high seas. They swashbuckle. They do a bunch
Oh my
of
god,
stuff.
they swashbuckle. They probably get swashbuckled every Friday night with the rest of the pirateers or whatever the pirate gang's called. Okay, imagine wizard pirate. I'm literally probably just like what's it called when you're a witch doctor? Yeah, just give me witch doctor wizard pirate.
That'd be pretty sick. And now, are they doing a lot of arcane damage, this wizard pirate, or are they doing some other wild stuff?
Okay, so wizards do deal arcane damage, but this wizard pirate would like afflict your mind. So he would cast an arcane spell, and if it surges, like you probably like can't activate your equipment or you can't pitch yellows, and you just everything's a little bit sus, different, odd, something like that. And I feel like that'd be super cool. And then he's also a pirate, so he'll just make gold and take your gold, I guess.
Well, here's the thing that, you know, obviously needs some gold happening, but maybe whenever you play like a spell, like an arcane spell, you can destroy gold as an additional cost to amp for each time you destroy a gold. Get those surges really cooking. Listen.
Yeah.
LSS is going to be knocking on both of our doors, Spencer. You better come on over here and design some stuff.
Jimmy, come here. I want a battle hardened. Hire me, please. I'll make so many cool card designs. I have a book of like card designs that I want to like make, but I don't know if I can post them online because I'll get like roasted by the community or whatever.
Listen, it's all worth it. It's content. Content is king.
It's just
Spencer.
content. Real.
You know.
I should just make it into a content video.
Yeah.
Like what Joshua Lau made some new warrior cards to fix the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't lie, they were a little spicy, Josh. But I do like the idea that he did, how he like presented them and said how they'd fix the class. I should do that. Oh, okay, that's going in my thingo.
Put it in the notes
What
app.
was?
This could be the
What
next
was?
video.
This could be the next video. New card ideas for Jimmy.
This is a little inside
Okay.
baseball for all the listeners. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's also here's another idea for a video I had.
Okay.
Explain lore like a booster.
Like a. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, I'll read some lore, and then I'll just explain it. Just like I'll just half-ass explain it, like I don't care. But
Is that what a
it'll make more
boost?
sense.
I thought you'd more like speed run explain it if you're boosting.
Levi Lauren explained in 60 seconds.
That's a good YouTube short, not gonna lie. But listen, throw it in the notes. Throw it in the notes. Spencer. All right,
in the notes, bro.
Now we're about to talk about limited for a minute, but I do got to ask, what is the greatest classic constructed set of all time, or at least constructed in general?
You remember what I answered last time?
No, but I could probably bring it up actually. Let me see.
I have no idea how long it'll take you. I have no idea what I picked last time either. I'm just curious to see.
I could tell you. When did you? Do you remember when you came on?
It was probably during the 23rd of the 6th. Oh no, that was like a few days ago. 10th of the 12th, 2024.
I just have your I just have your fresh faves, not your favorite, not your goat set. You said Levia, Hexagore, Carrion Husk, and Bingo. So,
yeah, that's so real.
Yeah, it is so real.
The goat set.
Yeah, well, goat constructed set.
The goat constructed set.
Yeah, like what it
not
did
limited.
For constructed.
Okay, I would probably say, what hero do I like to play the most? Right now, it's Acilio. So, Rosetta did a lot. It fueled the Earth classes like crazy. Hunter was really good for shelters, and I had CNC reprint. High Seas didn't have a lot of good generic cards, but it had Codex reprint. I would say, Welcome to Wraith.
Okay, all right. I mean, listen, Welcome to Wraith's sick. I love how you named the past 3 sets and then just went back to the original. That was some good gravy right there. Now, let's talk about some limited. We're putting constructed behind us, and we're looking to the future. And the future is filled with sealed pools and draft pods. I can tell.
Yeah.
This is an interesting set because, well, a lot of people are really enjoying this set to like draft it. Like when Brian was on a couple weeks ago, he mentioned it was like one of the first times he saw people just drafting it like after an event when they weren't really practicing for anything. They just were like wanting to play, which is a really cool thing to hear and see. So let's talk about 100%. Each of the heroes. Puffin's one of the 2 heroes that has 2 different weapons. So essentially 2 general archetypes, or at least 2 ways you can go. Now the 2 weapons are Blunderbuss and Spitfire. Now Cogworks Blunderbuss is the one that costs 2 resources and tap to attack. And then it also has instant, you can tap a cog you control. This card's next attack this turn gets go again. So this is the one that is like not guaranteed, but like you want to do it in the middle of your turn, right? Yeah. And I guess if you're heavy on blues, it's not bad. And then you have the Spitfire, which needs to be tapped and a cog to attack. And that one, it doesn't cost any resources. It attacks for 2. And when this attacks, you may tap an additional cog. If you do, this attack gets +1. So, from what I know about Puffin, you want a lot of cogs, right? I think that's fair to say. And the nice thing about the Cogworks Blunderbuss is it's a little bit safer. You don't need a lot of extra cogs. It's nice to have if you want to be able to give it go again, but you also want to be using those cogs for other things. Now, Spitfire seems to be like a card for a deck that is having no shortage of cogs. Which of these two do you think are better in your experience so far? I know that you kind of crashed and burned with Puffin in the beginning of that World Tour or World Premiere weekend, but I'm sure you've drafted the set since and you've played with her in Constructed. Where are you landing on these weapons?
So I've played so much draft, so I do have many thoughts on these weapons for sure. I think the main thing about I'm going to talk about all the weapons. All of them, they all have different roles.
Mm-hmm.
So when you draft a deck, either weapon is actually totally fine. You just need to figure out which weapon works with your deck the best.
Mm-hmm.
So Blunderbuss versus Spitfire. The Blunderbuss guarantees that you'll always have an attack, right? So that if you get fatigued, Spitfire won't be able to attack forever.
Mm-hmm.
But Spitfire has a secret ability where it can just attack forever. If your opponent can't block it, you'll just get a gold from Treasure Island, and then you puff and crank, and then you get a cog, and then you can attack with Spitfire anyway, right? So they both can go almost forever. But Spitfire, if you have more cogs, you just pick that because cogs make this deck hum. If you get 2 to 3 free damage out of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. If you pick Blunderbuss, you probably don't have as much cog generation, and you probably want it to be an extender, just like Starfall is a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go. I mean, so some key cards in Puffin though. You know, I know for sure. Like you want to look at like cog generation, and the big card that I think a lot of people look at is Goldwing Turbine. Right, this is the one that says it's a block 3, comes in all 3 colors, costs 2, and it says your next mechanologist attack this turn gets +3. Create a golden cog token. So then you're going to crank that golden cog, and ideally it's the second cog you made that turn. So you draw a card off Puffin, and then your next mechanologist attack, which could be one of those guns or anything else you play, is going to get +3 or 2 or 1 based on which one you play. So I have to imagine those are at a premium, right?
Absolutely. Like, I drafted 9 of them in a draft just because they're so
9.
juicy. I had like 2 red, 3 yellow, 4 blue or something.
Oh my god.
Just because they're blue block 3s, and they'll make, like, turn 0, they'll just make you a cog. You don't even have to crank it.
That's actually pretty. I mean, listen, 9 of
How's
those
that?
seems pretty great. Now, the other 3 that are pretty important at the common slot are the drawback the hammer. It's kind of like a cycle. They all give +1 or +4. I mean, they cost 1. Perk up and tighten the screws. Now, the perk up being able to untap your hero is pretty good, and then also the drawback the hammer untaps a gun. So they all have this nice little untap. So like, this seems to be the deck that can just push a lot of damage. Is this just the aggro deck of the format, you think?
Yeah, I think so. The pumps are super, super good just because they don't need a cog to get go again, and they'll front load all your attacks. So it's just stupid amounts of damage if you can get the cogs. If you can't get cogs and you can't get gold, that's when you slow down and start to lose.
Yeah, and then you need, I mean, like, in addition to this, after you create the cogs, you need commons like Cloud Skiff and Sky Skimmer.
Yeah.
These kind of nice, modal cards that can just either get go again or just push more damage by getting a buff. And then there's some good rares, and obviously the Majestics are really good as well. But those are, like, I think the commons that are pretty important. Now, out of the 3, we're not going to count Scurv right now because Scurv's pretty busted when you get a good Scurv deck. If you have a good Puffin deck, is this the best hero in draft, or is this falling to second or third?
If you have a good Puffin deck, it really just depends on like the box and what cards come in it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you have a good Puffin deck, Puffin's probably the second best hero out of the three heroes.
That's
Yeah,
fair. That's
but
fair.
they can all be good. Be good. Should we rank them all right now or?
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, we'll talk about each one. We don't really have to rank them, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll rank them. So what would you rank? So you say Puffin's in the middle. So right, who's in third and who's in first?
So first is definitely Gravy Bones because there's always at least like two or three of them in a pod, and then sometimes there's even four reliably, and then
And they
I'm
all
putting
can
Puffin last.
be all right too. I think too. That's like kind of speaks to
Yeah.
how good it is.
Yeah. It's Gravy's quite is a little bit pushed, but it's still fair. It's still fair and it's quite strong, I would say. The Gravy's definitely first, and then I'm changing Puffin to last.
Whoa. Because you want Marlin right there in the middle.
Obviously, I want Marlin right there in the middle. She's super just value block 3, get you low, and then try to harpoon you to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is just good baseline value. But Puffin, the duality, if you don't get the sky skiffs and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or if you don't get cards like what is it? The Sky High Zeppelin, the Zeppelin that taps for cogs and then can buff itself. If you don't get those cards, the deck can be very iffy and it can be bad, and you can just go 0-3 because of it.
Yeah. The pieces. I mean, much like a machine that needs a bunch of cogs to work, you need enough cogs to make Puffin work. Now, so you have Puffin at last. We'll go to the next one, Marlin, who's at second, who has two different weapons as well. Red Spine Manta. We talked about these a little bit before, but Red Spine Manta and the Hammerhead. The cannon cares about harpoons and buffing and blues because it costs 4 to activate. It doesn't load, but then you got the Red Spine Manta is just like, well, load for free. This one's the more night and day, right? This is like Hammerhead.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, you're playing like this grindy value game. You know, get a lot of blues. You can block a decent amount and then find your moment to send a big attack that has overpower, and then get your gold from the Treasure Island, which is really nice. And then you have the Red Spine Manta, which is clearly pretty good. Like you could just play, right? Anyway, because it will just load an arrow, but just like you just kind of want more of the value. And the value really comes with like cards like I think it's Swift Shot, which will get go again.
Oh.
So you want things that are just gonna kind of like go wide, or at least get some really good value when it gets loaded, and you can just send something, you know, for low resources. Which of these are you on before? Like you know you're on Marlin. Which one do you want to be playing first?
So I think you want to be playing for Hammerhead first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just want the good value cards in Hammerhead because they'll translate into Red Spine if you just want them to, right? Like, how do I say it? So yeah, you're just drafting arrows and good blues. In Hammerhead, you want like 13, 14, 15 at the most blues. That's a lot of blues. Don't go above 14. And then in Red Spine, you want like 7 to 9 blues. So it's a lot leaner, right? Yeah. And then once you get around like 5 to 6 blues, instead of picking blues, you'll probably just start taking like good arrows or red cards that'll go again, or golden tipples, and then that's how you decide like whether you're Hammerhead or Red Spine, right? You'll just start being past all these go again cards.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, okay, we are Red Spine deck today. And you also draft a lot of pumps. If you draft a lot of pumps, it's a Red Spine deck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's a little tough to like jam those buffs into the Hammerhead deck, because you really want to commit cards to blocking and then activating the Hammerhead mostly. So it is more clear cut, I feel like, than Puffin. Although clearly Puffin, you know, her two weapons have the kind of ideas there, but I liked how Marlin's bows shaped up. So Key cards though, I think either way you're gonna want like the harpoons. Like at rare you have the cycle, the red, the yellow, and the blue harpoon. Like those are just good. But at like common, headshot is pretty good with her ability. Salvage shot is pretty important against some heroes like Gravy. And then even things like calling the big guns is pretty good as well. And monkey powder just does what you want it to do as well. So fire in the hole at rare is also pretty good, especially if you're on the red spine manta. In terms of equipment, I think both patch the hole and glidewell fins are pretty important as well. But other than that, I think you're pretty happy with any of the red arrows, especially the ones that do something when loaded face up. Am I missing any here?
Just like good cards.
Like it's just important cards throughout the draft that like common.
Blue Sea Tricon is huge.
Oh yeah,
because it lets you draw a card. If you go first, you can draw, and then Arsenal and Arrow pump it, and your minimum sending 8 overpower turn 0. What are they gonna do? Block 3, take 5?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So that's an amazing card. Same with like calling the big guns, because that's like a free load. You don't have to draw to get an arrow in there. Works great in both decks. And yeah.
Cool.
I think the rest.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Marlin's really cool. Really just has that like awesome like overpower ability that allows, like especially on the Hammerhead, to just kind of get the gold on Treasure Island or from Treasure Island, which is really important. So you can kind of starve your opponent of gold, which they all need a decent amount of gold. Now, moving on to Gravy though. Gravy's interesting. Gravy didn't get 2 weapons. But there's definitely 2 kinds of builds, I would say. And there's probably some like fringe builds of all these heroes, but Gravy can be very ally heavy and just focuses on getting the skeletons out there, right? Onto the arena and like start cooking with them. But I also think Gravy's really good just big blue deck, right? Can kind of focus on the ships and play a really defensive game, kind of like Marlin can, without the evasion as much. But really, I think it boils down to that. I think you want the allies. You're going to want them in it anyway. But if you're starved for them, I don't think it's game over. I think if you just have good blues, you can make it work. What's your experience with Gravy here?
All right. So Gravy and Marlin are definitely the high tide decks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is the high tide deck though. If you're gonna pick like Battalion Barks and HMS Kraken Marlin Barracuda, this is the deck to play it in, just because you're gonna be pitching a lot of damn blues. You also want like, I don't know what the ratio is. I think it's like 14 blues, and then maybe you want allies and reds just to fill up the rest of it. And another thing is you want allies equal to the amount of effects that you can like discard or destroy the top of your deck, right? So let me go find one of the staple Gravy cards. Okay, Jittery Bones Blue is amazing because it's a 0 for 2 go again, and it discards or destroys a card from your hand on top of deck. And if it's an ally, that's great. And then, yeah, those effects, you want the same amount as allies. So it's like even.
Yeah.
Bang. Yeah. I forgot what else to say, but yeah.
Yeah, I think like a good Gravy deck is like, 12 to 14 blues, probably like 13 or whatever. And then you want like, if you're going to be ally focused, I think you want at least 6 allies. Some are better than others, but like beggars can't be choosers in some of these drafts. That's for sure. And then beyond that, you want some extenders, much like the Jittery Bones, even at red and the Golden Tipples and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like that is what you can do. Now, a couple ships in there pretty good. But I do think there is a build where you can just focus on blues and then like kind of almost play like a brute game where you're like Swiftwater Sloop into a big old ship. And, you know, like you block out, wait for that big turn, and just send a ton of damage that really a lot of these decks can't block too well, except for like Hammerhead Marlin. But even then, what's she able to do after blocking all that, right? So it's a little tough. So Gravy's pretty cool. Got some good key cards. I mean, I think you're pretty much happy with most of these allies because they give you life because your opponent wants to kill them often. So they're just going to be out there and they're going to be like, I got to get rid of that before it just starts killing me. And then if they ignore it, great. You can just block with your hand and then attack with your ally. That's amazing. So
Crazy.
I think Crazy Bones.
Crazy Bones.
You're probably, do you know, have you ever heard of Crazy Bones? They used to be these little like toys you would flick at each other. They're kind of collectible. Anyway, that's like way off topic.
No, I've never heard of them, unfortunately.
Oh, give them a Google after this, man. It's good stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
We back in the day, back in the early 2000s, we were rocking with the Crazy Bones.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So Scurv. Scurv's very good if you get him early. Otherwise, maybe not so good. I've drafted him pretty late into pack 2 when things in Gravy weren't looking so good. and I lost. I went 0-3 in that draft. But Scurv's really good. When would you say is too late to grab Scurv? Like, let's say you saw Scurv pack 1, pick 2. Or pack 2, pick 1. Sorry.
Pack 2, pick 1 is the latest I would go.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you start passing it, then people have already started picking the best cards for their hero, and then they don't want to pick Scurv. But you can, this is like real in-depth meta stuff right here. You can draft pack 1 thinking about, okay, what happens if I see Scurv next pack? How are my blues looking? What are my pirate cards looking like, right? But I would definitely say just pick him if you see him in pack 1 at all, or pick 1 pack 2 at the latest. After that, I probably wouldn't go for it unless your pool is looking like it can support it.
Yeah, and I also heard I don't know if it's a rumor, I don't know if it's been confirmed, that if you see the specialization at all early, that like is almost guaranteed the Scurv's going to be in that box.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true, but the specialization is quite good in this format. Not so fast. It says it's an instant. Next time an opponent would draw a card from an effect of a gold token this turn, you draw the card instead. It costs 0 and it's a yellow. It's pretty great. And there's some other good if you're a thief bonus cards, right, that you want to look out for as well. But it's nice to know you're going to be in Scurv, right? Because then you can kind of focus, and then you also know that they're going to kind of be open because not a lot of other people are hedging for Scurv at that point, which is nice. Is he better than all 3 heroes? Or is he just, kind of like the wild card here?
I want to like say he's like broken, but yeah, he's just like nutter butter. Put some peanut butter in my hot cup of tea, like busted real good. Especially if you have like, if you can use his resource from the Gold Kiss rum and go like 7 into 7, that's like just ridiculous. I don't even know, man. Like with on hits too, like walk the plank and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It just feels so good. You can go so wide. You can use Gold Kiss rum. Oh, we have to talk about his ally. As well.
Sticky Fingers, of course.
Oh my god, Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
If you have, like, I had this Scurv deck, right? I had a Nimblism. I went Nimblism into Scar for a Scar with Go Again. Okay. Right? Cool.
Yeah, 7.
2 cards, 7.
Boom.
Then I used Quick Clicks, attacked with Sticky Fingers with Go Again, right? 2 Go Again, and it just steals the gold off them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I what did I do? I think I pitched into the gold once, drew a 7, and then activated a gold kiss rum and chess piece, slammed down a 7 cost attack, and then Arsenal something random. And I was like, that's so cool. And that was just like 2 into 7 off like 3 cards or 4 cards.
Yeah, just stealing the gold's so good. I mean, it makes you wonder. It's like,
Yeah.
will Scurv be good in Blitz? Because how many times you gonna run into gold? But I think you will enough, and it is something that can just attack for 2, which is nice. The companions are very cool. We do have a question about companions coming up in a bit. Now, we talked about this limited set. It's fun. It's certainly a fun set. I think LSS has been doing a really good job in the past. I mean, they always do a good job, but especially in the past year or so, the limited experience has been just so much more fun than it had ever been. And I'm hard pressed to say this might be the GOAT limited set. I'm not sure. I loved Rosetta, and Miss Vale was really fun to draft as well. But High Seas, how does it stack up for you, Spencer? And is it the GOAT limited set so far?
So at the start of this, I said I didn't like draft, and I'm gonna have to disagree with you saying it's the GOAT set, because I think it's the greatest set of all time ever in every reality ever on any planet in the universe. It's just like so like peanut butter great. Like Treasure Island is really what makes this set just like phenomenal. And I love drafting now. I've drafted this set the most out of any set. Are Pirates. Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if this is the set I've drafted the most of, but it probably at the end of like whenever the next set comes out, I will probably have drafted this the most, because I think Uprising and Tales of Aria I drafted a ton of. I don't know why I drafted so much Uprising. Well, it was okay, but Tales of Aria was fun. But this is really just so cool. And like Rosetta is something I would have liked to have drafted more, but this is just going to be, one of my favorites going forward. So really cool. Now we have some listener questions. These are submitted in the Buds Discord, free to join. It's in the show notes below. First one, this is kind of like, so I looped these both together. This is from Capolo and Sigma. Capolo comes in and says, with High Seas, are you now going to be known as cranking Spendog rather than boosting Spendog? And then Sigma also comes in and says, when are you going to be cogging Spendog? So you got some options here.
A little bit of flexibility. I like that. So yeah, I am boosting Spendog, but in like my little community, they've got an inside joke where it's like, whatever I'm doing, it's just that Spendog. So I was in Sydney, right? And we got ice cream, and I think I was just had a few beers in me. And I don't know why, but I sat down in this garden and I instantly turned into decomposing Spendog. And that was just like, I was just like, yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate that. So I'm definitely cranking Spendog when I'm playing Puffin or cogging Spendog. I think we'll do cranking Spendog because I have been called that before.
That makes sense.
When I'm playing Puffin, I'm cranking.
Is this guesting Spendog since you're a guest on the show this week?
Yeah, this is guesting Spendog here. What's up, Fabulous? Anything you want.
I'll skip this one and we'll say it at the end. But Nathaniel from Bulbrew Games, if you could make your own companion, because we got 2 companions, what would it be and who would it be for? This is a great question, and I'm going to answer it as well. But you first, because you're the guest. You're guesting Spendog.
Oh my god. This is my favorite question because my brain is a little creative and this has got my brain going right now. But like, I really like how Puffin's got a companion because that's like so cool. Oh, but dude, who needs a companion? Can I say, okay, hear me out. Can I say Levia gets a Blasphemous as a companion. Is that too? Is that too freaky?
That's I don't know. I think I mean she has a card that makes a Blasphemous and then also turns into a Blasphemous, and then why not just give her a companion that's also Blasphemous? I guess.
Do you know about that new interaction where she can have 2 Blasphemous?
Yes, you can return a blue to the bottom of your deck, right?
Yeah, yeah, with
Yeah.
the blue vast beyond or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Blasphemous. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, okay. Let's think out loud. So
Okay.
the heroes I play, a Syndra, Fi technically has a companion. It's low key the Phoenix Flame. Levia, Acilio, um, and who else do I play? I already Parfum's already got a companion. Oh, Rhinar or
Ooh.
Kano. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
You got a good cast of characters there.
We've got a good matchup spread. I'm gonna say Kano. Okay,
Kano.
Kano's getting an ally, right?
Okay.
And we're gonna call them little Sparky boys. And what they do is they come onto the field and they attack for 1 every turn. You can attack with them for 1. But if they get destroyed,
Okay.
they amp 1. They amp 1, right? So they kind of just explode, right? That's the flavor. And then, if you kill them, Kano's like, I might kill you now. I
That,
might amp my Aether Wildfire or something.
that's pretty interesting because like eventually your opponents will be like, I can't keep taking these little pings. I can't keep taking these
Yeah.
Kano Kodachis, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, I gotta kill it, and then it blows up and amps, and you're like, all right, time to combo. That's
Yeah.
pretty interesting, little Sparky boys.
Or maybe it's probably better in Acilio, because Acilio is the Surge deck, right?
yeah,
Oh no, but he can't attack on the opponent's turn.
yeah. I mean, he
don't know.
could use the boots, the Storm Striders, but yeah, I think it's better for Kano. That's a good one. I play a lot of Riptide,
Yeah.
and I want one that does a trap thing, and I don't
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a spider because that's kind of Arachne's whole thing, right? So like I want
Yeah.
it to be, trying to think, like a Venus flytrap. There we go.
Ooh, that's very Riptide.
That like Riptide does, like it doesn't ever attack. Riptide throws it and it blocks. Like you can do it at instant speed. It blocks, and when it gets destroyed, you return a trap from your graveyard to your hand. Or no, your arsenal. So it does force you to have an open arsenal. I think that's probably better.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
Wait,
like
so
Petey Piranha from Mario.
yeah. Wait, so you're saying like the trap gets triggered if, or like the Venus trap will trigger if they do something?
No, you can throw it out at instant speed and it can block
Yeah.
whatever. And
Oh,
the
okay.
opponent can attempt to kill it. It can have an attack value as well. But
Yeah.
it will, like, when it dies, no matter what, whether you blocked with it or they decide to kill it, you can return a trap from your graveyard at random if you want, and throw it into your arsenal. Kind of like
Yeah.
kind of like a lot of, like, almost, it basically gives you can do it like, you can just give it another murky water activation, right? You just like banish 3
Yeah.
traps at random, get 1 into the arsenal, and then you're just cooking.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. He's just like Riptide's companion,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
gets a trap laid out for you, essentially. That's some fire flavor.
We'll call it Chompy, I think, or something like that, or
Chompy.
Spiky, something.
Spiky,
Spiky.
bitey.
Bitey.
I don't know. Yeah.
But great question, Nathaniel. Appreciate it. And then finally, William from the Table Pit said in all caps, boosting Spendog mentioned. And then the only question he had was, when is the new video? And we, hopefully, by the time this is out.
Yeah, yeah. It should be, hopefully, praying for some dope footage for some other content creators. And it should be out today, hopefully, before I go to work at 2:00 in 3 hours, hopefully.
Well,
there you go.
All right. There you have it.
There you have it.
this was another banger, Spencer. Really appreciate you coming on, my friend. You're fun to talk to, and you're a good addition to this community. Can you please plug everything you'd like to plug? And thank you.
You're a top bloke too. I love this podcast.
Thank you.
So good to listen to, bro. What am I gonna plug? All right, YouTube. Boosting Spendog. If you haven't already got that, I'm boosting Spendog from the video. Go check it out. I have Discord, but Fresh Juice Twitter. My Twitter is like at Spendog09. But I'm sure if you just look up boosting Spendog, I'll pop up. What's Fresh Juice?
Oh, that's my plugs. That's in for me to remember. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that.
Shout out yourself. Just you're on do it. Yeah.
Fresh and Buds on all platforms, audio. Check out the YouTube. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Please check out Boosting Spendog as well. I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days, but Discord, I'm in there as well. There is the Buds Discord. Please check that out. It's all free to join. It's in the show notes below. And Fresh Juice is an indie game podcast I do with my cousin every week as well. And we played a game called Cast and Chill this week. It was very, very fun. It was a fishing game. Now, Spencer, as you know, I like to always end every episode talking about food.
Oh no.
What's some food you want to talk about? Or do you want me to take the reins?
All right. So hear me out, right?
Hearing
Walked
you out.
into Woolies the other day, do some grocery shopping. I walk in, to my left, I see raisin toast.
Okay.
On sale for like $2. I'm
Raisin
like,
toast.
that's a bargain. Do you know what raisin toast is?
Well, I'm about to find out.
It's like the little food raisins are in the toast.
Oh,
Not
okay. Almost like like a cinnamon raisin bread. Do they have cinnamon in it, or is it just raisins in there?
Just raisins, bro.
Okay. Here in the States, we usually throw cinnamon in there, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like swirled in there with the raisins. It's pretty nice. It's not my go-to, but a lot of people love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I bought that and then I ate that. And it's just like, I have 2 slices every morning and it's banging. It's so good.
Well, how do you prepare it? Are you toasting it? Throwing some butter on there, some jelly or anything like that?
Jelly? What do you mean jelly, bro?
Like jam or marmalade? I don't know.
No.
What about Vegemite?
Nah, I just butter.
Just butter. Okay.
That sounds real bad.
No.
But like,
Doesn't sound bad at all.
I put it in the air fryer for about 4 minutes. It doesn't have like a timer on it, so if I don't get it in 4 minutes, it's just like cardboard,
Sure.
which is great. But other than that, when I get it just right, it's just immaculate. Toasted, butter, melted, yum. 6 grams of protein, which isn't enough, but it's protein.
Oh, it's got protein in there too.
Somehow, I don't know, man.
I guess probably, I don't know. Probably use eggs or something like that. Well, that's pretty cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Listen, and a great deal. We love a deal. So that's pretty awesome. Keep your eyes peeled. Maybe next time you go into the grocery store, you look right instead of left. There'll be something else there for you to buy at a really great price.
Yeah. It was on both sides of me, so it didn't matter which way I looked.
You were in a tunnel of raisin bread. Very cool.
They want me to have raisin bread. What about you?
What about me? Some food?
About me.
Oh, man. Well, I was just in Maine, which is a state here in the States that is famous for their lobster because it's a coastal state. So they have their lobster rolls there. But I went to my favorite restaurant ever. It's called Eventide Oyster Company, and they do a brown butter lobster roll. It's easily my favorite bite of food ever because it's like really just sweet, juicy lobster, and like it's in a brown butter, so it's kind of got like this buttery kind of sweetness to it. And you're just cooking, and they're pretty small, so I eat multiple of them. So listen, folks.
Wow.
Eat lobster. I mean, I guess if you don't like it, you don't have to, but I love it. So anyway, with all that, I don't think we have time for Charmer, but I'm sure we'll get to him at some point. Thank you, Spencer, and everybody. Stay
You're welcome.
fresh.